Hello and welcome. It's Chrisanne. I'm coming at you from Elemental Energies with Chrisanne. Well, I'm slowly getting better. Slowly. My voice is still off. But that's not going to stop me. So today I need to make a whole bunch of whale tails using my whale tail punches. This one. I have a whole box that I keep whale tails in, and you may have seen, I don't know, a week something ago, we did some decorated ones. I have been using these in my projects, and I love that. And these other ones are mostly made from like leftover bits and pieces of paper. This is scrapbooking paper that I did not like at all. I was never going to use that paper. This is wallpaper. There's book page. There's magazine. I mean, this is different types of book page. This is book page. There's all different papers in here. A lot of times they're leftover little bits that I have, but I really do gravitate towards the decorated ones. So I want to make some simplistic decorated ones that you don't need a ton of supplies for. So I do have this whale tail punch. There's a whole bunch on the market. This is an older one from Stampin' Up. I do have the ones from Temu, of course. They are this shape, and then that sort of more squared off, rectangular sort of looking shape. You can get whale tail punches. You can get whale tail die cuts, or there's even videos where you can cut your own whale tail from a circle, etc. However it is that you cut them, you do you. I am going to be creating paper almost like a masterboard, but with rubber stamps. So it's a rubber stamped masterboard that we're going to then cut out and make whale tails from. This is kind of getting back to basics. Getting back, so if you're a rubber stamper like I am, I've been rubber stamping absolutely forever, and I love it. I love rubber stamping. I actually figured out I've been rubber stamping since the age of 3. So I've been rubber stamping for 50 years because I'm 53. So I've been rubber stamping since preschool. And when I couldn't find rubber stamps, I would make my own. And I have shown a couple of videos where I show how to make some of my own stamps. So let's create I'm calling it sort of like a masterboard using rubber stamps. We're going to use some stencils, etc. I happen to be using a Stampin' Up Forever Fern stamp set. I like ferns. I like leaves. I like all that. That's sort of, I don't know, my thing, I guess. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of these out here, and I'm going to put them on 2 blocks. Let's see. And these are just acrylic stamping blocks. Let's see. That's a nice big one. Now, you can use whatever stamps you want. These just happen to be what I'm using. I'm going to use this little sort of speckled polka dot one. Here, let me show you what I have so far. I have that one. I have that one. And I have that one. Should we do... see, will that one fit? Yeah, that one will fit. Now keep in mind, I'm doing whale tails, which end up being like that big. So it truly doesn't matter how I place all of these down, because I'm cutting them out later. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to put down a little bit of a background. And I'm using my Punchinella, which I showed the other day. So this comes in a ribbon spool form. And when they make sequins, that's what this is cut from. And this is sort of the leftover bits. And they have found that crafters will use anything. So they started marketing this. All I'm using is a piece of paper that's been on my desk for I don't know how many videos. This is the back of it. This is what we're stamping on. Now, let me grab my sponge. My sponges are so filthy. I've used them for years and years and years and years. They work perfectly fine. You know what? Let's do a contrasting color. I'm going to be doing a lot of like greens and sort of turquoisey kind of colors. Let's do the background in a purple. And I believe I have enough. Yep, I have enough on the sponge. Yeah. So not everything has to be so matchy-matchy. I am sort of lining this up. This, like any stenciling, goes super quick. It's very effective. It's quick and easy. And this is just a sponge from the dollar store. It's a makeup sponge. I've had it for years. I say every time I use them, I have no idea how to use them for makeup. But I can make some pretty cards and things for my journals with it. Lickety split. Probably far quicker than if I were to actually use it for makeup. Actually, I use a lot of makeup stuff in my art. Okay, you know what? I'm going to add a little bit more over here on the edge. I don't like how that was kind of empty looking. All right, so there's our paper. I think that was quick. Let me put the sponge away. Gets my hands purpley every time, or whatever color. Okay, let's start with our largest. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to stamp whatever all around, all over. And yes, I'm going to use a couple of these colors more than once. Oh, and this is VersaFine Claire Shady Lane. Now, typically, when I rubber stamp something, I turn the stamp. Now, are you really going to see it on something so small and tiny that I'm going to be cutting out from this? No, you're not. But it's kind of one of those ingrained things in me. I like it to sort of look like it has movement. Oh, I just stuck my finger in the ink. Hold on. I have my cloth right here. Okay, and then the last one. Do it like that. Oops. Now, I am going to wipe these off and I'm going to stick them back into the stamping box. And I have a little basket here where I keep my stamping blocks. You probably see it in all my videos. Okay. I'm going to go to the next biggest one. Actually, those are sort of comparable in size. We'll go to this one. Let me put that right. And I'm going to do this. Oh, my sponge is falling. And I'm going to do this one in my Mermaid Elements by Lavinia Stamps. It's more of a turquoise. Does this have to be perfect? No. There. Okay. I'm good with that. Now keep in mind, I don't want all my whale tails to look the same. So I'm not doing this very cookie cutter. Hold on. Dropping my glue. All right. Let's get this one cleaned off. You know, I've been doing laundry all day. I should throw this thing in the laundry. Except we probably get ink all over everything. Okay. Let's do this one next. Elements by Lavinia Stamps Pine. And now we're going to fill in all the spots. Essentially what I'm doing is I'm creating texture with the different colors and the different stamps. If it overlaps, I don't care. It's fine with me. I want to make sure I get my edges because I'm using a punch, so I'll be near the edges. Okay. I'm good with that. Let me wipe this off. And we have one little one left. I like the light color, but I think I'm going to use the darker color. This will just fill everything in. Ideally, I would have liked a different color. But it's okay because these are going to be just little teeny tiny pieces. Okay, I am going to leave this stamp out because once I get these cut, there's going to be little spots I need to fill in. Let me wipe this off. Put it over here. And then I wanted, where's that other stamp? Didn't I have another stamp with the dots on it? Here it is, this one. We're gonna do the brown. Normally I do turn this, but because I'm going to be punching these out into little teeny tiny pieces, it's not going to be noticeable that it's not, some of them aren't rotated. Of course, actually, I might not be able to or need to do that other leaf because I'm kind of filling everything in with these splatter dots. Quick and easy. Those are the projects I like. Now, if I wanted to cut this up and make it a background for a greeting card, I could do that. And frankly, I might keep one or two pieces to do that with. I'm going to hold on to this on the stamp as well. Let's just put these over here. Let me show you what we got. So you can see the splatters, you can see the stencil, you can see the stamps. Mostly they're close together. Okay, let's get the punch out. And like I said, it's a recycled piece of paper. Nobody's going to see this because whale tails get glued together. Or if I'm using it on a card, it's glued on a card. See? Teeny tiny little pieces. And I always do my punching upside down. I mean, it almost looks like blueberries instead of eucalyptus. That one, I'm going to add some more leaves to it. That's what I was talking about. I am going to get my paper cutter because I need to make some cards. So I am going to keep half of this. Actually, I don't need that much. That much is fine. 5 1/4. I'll keep this. That will make me 2, maybe 3 if I do it right, greeting cards. Backgrounds. Oh, goodness. I'm getting there. And you see how the purple stencil adds a lot to it as well, and the little dots, as opposed to just going and stamping the whole thing. I think the giving it a background gives it layers. So essentially we have 3 layers on this. I'm going to cut this. See if we can get 2 out of this. And I have also found if I wanted to use these little shapes as something, which I have in the past, I can. But for now, I'm going to put them in my garbage bin. I regularly take things out of my garbage bin. To use for crafting. Let's see, does it fit this way? No. All right, so from half a sheet of cardstock, let me count how many we got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So from the full sheet, I could have gotten 28, theoretically. Next thing I want to do is go through and see, is there any that I need to stamp the leaves? Possibly that one. Definitely that one. Maybe I'll add a little bit more. Add more. Maybe add a smidge here too. Okay. Color did I use? I think this one. Not that it matters. So here's the before. I'm not even going to re-ink it. Here's the after. See, looks like it's fading. Now let me ink it now. There. Okay. I'm good with this. Now where'd that other little one go again? Oh, I just had, oh, here it is. Right in front of me. If I don't put these away immediately, they get lost on my desk. So I put them away. Okay. Next thing I want to do. Where did it go? I want to sponge the edges. And I'm going to use my green and my purple. And we're going to re-ink. You know, I don't have a lot of things that are edged in green or blue for that matter, or purple. So it adds a nice little pop. Let me fold it. And by having a whole bunch of these made in my little box, it makes it so much easier for me to craft by having a stash of items. That's really how I like to work. Even when I'm creating all the different little tchotchkes for my journals, I like to have all my things that are going inside the journal already made before I put together my journal. It makes me a much more successful and happy crafter. It's easier for me. I like to make the tchotchkes more than I like to make the actual journal. I mean, you've probably seen that. I mean, I like making journals, don't get me wrong. But I like making the things in the journals. Although I really do have a lot that I have to put together in journals, which we will be doing soon. I've been collecting cereal boxes. I don't eat cereal. My son does on occasion. And cereal boxes are harder for me to come by. And I like to make my journals out of cereal boxes. That's the size I like. And I'm gluten-free, so I don't want to be using gluten crap and having it come in my house. Your skin is your largest organ, so I don't want to be touching any of that stuff. Now, I'm going to use these whale tails either on the side of the pages of my journal, the top of the pages of my journal, any like journaling cards or little things that I'm going to pull out of pockets. Basically, whatever I want to sort of draw attention to or have a pull spot to. I go through a lot of whale tails. And I prefer this shape as opposed to the other one, but I do use both. And I'm going to do some of these edged with purple. Because some of them I might put them in a journal and be like, oh, I want this to be a completely different color. So those three will leave non-edged. All right, so let me show you the difference between the green and the purple. Obviously, you can see it. Let me put these away. This is that little basket I got the other day. I was going to put my my little jars in it, and I found this was better use for it. Got that. I think I got that at the dump when I went to the recycling center. Now, there's one other thing that I want to do. Now, these I'm just going to leave as is. So I'm going to put these away because I'm not going to do anything more to these. So put them in my bucket. Let me move this out of my way. Because they are in my way. This goes over there. Now, what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to add, not to all of them, but to some of them, I'm going to add some flat back gems. Out of my bag of gems that my friend Bill and his mom gave me, which I will be using until the cows come home. Oops. I always put too many in this. You're supposed to be able, there's lines in the bottom. You're supposed to be able to sort of shake it, and then they are supposed to get in the grooves face up. But I think I put too many in it all the time. All right. So we are going to, oh, I didn't have my pin in this. Uh-oh. Oh, okay, it works. Okay. I'm just going to do a couple. And I'm doing different greens. Threes. You know, I like to do my things in threes. Let's do some blues on this side. There. Just a little pop of something. I see some purples here. Come in with some purples. I don't do a lot with purple things normally. Blue and green is typically, and orange and black. A lot of black, actually. Oops. So there's some purple. You know, let's do some white over here. Kind of keep that a little neutral so it doesn't take away from the stamping. Actually, I kind of like the white. I mean, the purple's pretty too. All right, let's do one more, and then I'm going to be done. Done with this project. Let's go back to the greens. You know what? Let's do some yellow on this side. The yellow might be pretty. I think that's a different, no, that's the same. Okay. So we did yellow, green, purple, white, blue, and then green again. Which was your favorite? I like the greens, I think. Although I do like the blues. I don't know. I like color. So that's the project for today. Some sort of masterboard whale tails to keep in our stash so we can be ready to make whatever pull things we need for all of our projects. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you give this one a try. Do you have a stash of whale tails like I do? I don't know. Only one crafter to another can say that, I guess. It's kind of funny. So thank you so much for tuning in. Please like and subscribe to this channel, because even though I'm sick, I'm still posting a video every single day. Thanks so much for tuning in. Take care and be free.